Today, we have some exciting news for all the Apple fans out there. We're talking about the iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max, and boy, do we have some interesting details for you. So let's dive right in. The Apple iPhone 16 Pro is set to get a size increase, and we got some brand new images to show you just how significant this change is. Now, these aren't the first images we've seen, but they are certainly some of the best. Why, you ask? Well, for the first time, we get to see the iPhone 16 Pro Max next to the iPhone 15 Pro from 4 different sides. It's important to note that the iPhone 16 Pro shown in these images is probably just a dummy unit, but it is accurate in terms of size. So let's take a closer look at what we've got. If you check out the photos, it's clear that the iPhone 16 Pro is noticeably taller and wider than the iPhone 15 Pro. While the increase might not seem massive on paper, it certainly stands out when you see the two devices side by side. The iPhone 16 Pro will feature a 6.3-inch display, up from the 6.1-inch display on the iPhone 15 Pro. That's a 0.2-inch increase, which might sound small, but trust me, it's enough to make a difference in how the phone feels in your hand and how much screen real estate you get. Another thing to note is the bezels. The iPhone 16 Pro is tipped to have slightly thinner bezels, thanks to some new tech Apple is incorporating. However, these bezels will only be marginally thinner and not nearly enough to compensate for the increased display size. The bezels on the iPhone 15 Pro are already incredibly thin, so we're not expecting a huge difference here, but every little bit counts. Now, let's talk about the camera. One of the significant hardware changes on the iPhone 16 Pro is the introduction of a new tetraprism lens on the back. This is the same advanced lens that we see on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This upgrade will replace the regular telephoto shooter that we're used to seeing on previous models. Aside from this, the iPhone 16 Pro is expected to look very similar to the iPhone 15 Pro. So if you're a fan of the current design, you'll be happy to know that not much will change in terms of aesthetics. The entire iPhone 16 series is expected to arrive in September, so mark your calendars. Apple will be releasing 4 new smartphones: the iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Plus, iPhone 16 Pro, and iPhone 16 Pro Max. Each model will have its unique features, but we'll save that for another video. Looking ahead, the iPhone 17 series is rumored to bring far more significant changes, so if you're not in a hurry to upgrade, it might be worth waiting another year to see what Apple has in store. What do you think about the new size of the iPhone 16 Pro? Is it something you're excited about, or do you prefer the more compact size of the iPhone 15 Pro? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update from us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. In just a few months' time, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will succeed the iPhone 15 Pro Max and take on the mantle as the best and most advanced iPhone out there. Although there's plenty of time until September and a lot can change, we seem to know a lot about the upcoming top iPhone model based on rumors and leaks. How is the iPhone 16 Pro Max shaping up against its predecessor? What's changing and what's staying the same? Let's see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max shapes up against the current best iPhone Apple has in its roster. First up, let's talk about design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will inherit the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. The major difference between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be size. The upcoming iPhone screen will grow to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. To achieve this, they're likely shrinking the bezels down even further and making the phone itself slightly larger overall. As per the rumors, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will measure 163mm in height and 77.58mm in width versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 series will be scoring another button, dubbed the Capture button. Colors-wise, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was available in 4 understated and titanium-inspired colors. We've heard that Apple might use another titanium processing technique that will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max glossier and also more capable of retaining colors. Moving on to display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come along with a significantly larger display, measuring at 6.9 inches across. Aside from the size, we don't clearly expect any other major changes. We're certainly getting a liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and exceptional maximum brightness. The screen will support 120Hz ProMotion refresh rate, making scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Now let's delve into performance and software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a second-generation 3nm chip, possibly dubbed Apple A18 Pro. As one can imagine, we expect that the Apple A18 Pro will have better performance than the Apple A17 Pro. Due to the heavily rumored focus on AI for both iOS and the iPhone 16 range, we expect that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come with a much improved neural engine to take care of all the generative AI features. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will also be a first to debut iOS 18 with a focus on artificial intelligence features. The new iPhone 16 Pro Max will also support faster Wi-Fi 7 and a more power-efficient 5G modem, keeping you future-proofed on the connectivity front. Let's talk about the camera. As the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivers a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens, the iPhone 16 Pro Max could finally address one of the forgotten cameras that hasn't recently scored any significant overhauls, the ultra-wide. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that Apple will be introducing a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When it comes to audio quality, iPhone Pro Max devices are always up there with the best, setting the benchmarks for all other manufacturers to measure up against. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will be no exception. The same generally applies to haptics too. iPhones are arguably the best devices when it comes to haptic feedback, giving us precise and accurate vibrations that are sufficiently strong yet not overpowering. Lastly, battery life and charging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will reportedly feature a much larger 4,676 mAh battery compared to the 4,422 mAh battery in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Charging-wise, we haven't heard anything about a potential charging speed increase, but we hope to see one on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So far, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is shaping up to be a logical improvement to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, delivering key upgrades in important areas like screen size, performance, AI, and battery life. Thus far, we haven't heard anything particular about a potential price increase, so it's safe to assume that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will start at $1,199 for the 256GB version. Of course, if there's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket, then you'll probably have few reasons to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Stay tuned for more updates on the iPhone 16 Pro Max as we get closer to its release date. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest tech news and reviews. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.